Grief once again gripped the Chinese entertainment industry when the sad news of Yu Menglong's passing became a harsh reality that many could not believe. On the day of the funeral, the sky seemed to droop, thick clouds hung over the area, and a light rain fell, as if offering condolences. Thousands of fans gathered outside the funeral home, holding white flowers, their faces streaked with tears, as if unwilling to let go of the figure who had always brought a warm smile on screen. Amidst the sea of grief, the two most anticipated figures finally appeared, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan. They both walked slowly, their pale faces and puffy eyes betraying sleepless nights. Since the news broke, both had remained silent, refusing interviews and even avoiding public appearances. But today, at the funeral of their dear friend, they could no longer hide from the heartbreaking reality. Wang Yibo stood tall, though his body trembled with emotion. He held a bouquet of white lilies, a symbol of sincerity and eternal friendship. Xiao Zhan walked beside him, his eyes red, occasionally looking down to hold back tears. Fans watching from a distance also sobbed, realizing how deep their bond with Yu Menglong was now a distant memory. In front of the neatly closed coffin, Yibo and Xiao Zhan stopped. A tense silence suddenly enveloped the room. The media cameras, which had been busy snapping photos, also fell silent, respecting this sacred moment. Xiao Zhan finally couldn't hold back his tears, sobbing as he touched the coffin with trembling hands. "Gah, how could you go so soon?" he said softly, his voice barely audible but piercing enough to touch the hearts of everyone in the room. Wang Yibo, who had always been known for his coldness and rarely showing emotion, looked the most fragile. Tears fell uncontrollably, wetting his pale cheeks. He lowered his head and whispered in a trembling voice, "I promise to protect all the dreams you've ever told us. You will never be forgotten, Long Ji." These words brought tears to many in attendance. Flashbacks of their friendship flashed through everyone's minds. Yu Menglong, Wang Yibo, and Xiao Zhan were known to be close since the beginning of their careers in the entertainment industry. Despite their busy schedules, they often spent time together, whether it was just for dinner, playing music, or supporting each other through difficult times. The warmth of their friendship seemed even more deeply ingrained now that one of them had passed away. The funeral atmosphere became even more poignant when a recording of Yu Menglong's favorite song was played. They had once sung it together at an event, filled with laughter and joy. But now, the melody had become a piercing sword, reminding everyone of Yu Menglong's kind smile and warm gaze, which would never return. Xiao Zhan covered his face with his hands, his body trembling with tears. He tried to speak several times, but his voice caught in his throat. Finally, he said, "You have always been a light to many people, including us. I owe you so much, Long Ji. May you rest in peace, and may our friendship live on in everyone's hearts." Meanwhile, Wang Yibo, who usually found it difficult to open his heart, let all his emotions flow freely that day. "I know you hate seeing me cry," he said softly, gazing at the coffin. "But this time, let me cry for you, because I'm not ready to lose you." Her sincere tears filled the room, filling even the officers and staff with sobs. As the funeral procession began, the atmosphere grew even more heartbreaking. The coffin was slowly lowered into the grave, and the sound of prayers echoed in the air. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan threw the final flowers and stood side by side in silence. The two men, usually known for their strength and vigor, now seemed small and fragile in the face of eternal separation. Outside, fans sang songs once sung by Yu Menglong, their voices hoarse with tears. It was a final tribute and proof that Yu Menglong's work and personality will live on in the hearts of millions. After the procession concluded, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan chose to stay a little longer. They sat near the grave, as if reluctant to leave. The media cameras deliberately moved away, allowing space for their private grief. From a distance, Yibo could be seen bowing his head for a long time, while Zhan clutched the wet soil with trembling hands. "Can we keep going without you?" Xiao Zhan asked softly, his voice barely audible. Wang Yibo turned his head, looked at his friend, and replied softly, "He would have wanted us to keep going. Even if it hurts, we have to be strong." For him, that brief conversation was like a sacred promise made over the grave of a departed friend. That day, many people realized the depth of true friendship. Behind the flashes of cameras and the glitz of the stage, there were heartfelt stories that couldn't be measured by popularity. Wang Yibo Xiao Zhan and Yu Menglong were proof that true friendship can endure through time, even death. When they finally left the cemetery, their steps were faltering, but their eyes showed a new determination. They knew life must go on, even though the wounds might never fully heal. In their hearts, Yu Menglong would always be there as a friend, an inspiration, and an undying light. Thousands of fans watching from afar gave a slow applause, not in celebration, but in tribute. The voice accompanied Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's footsteps, as if the whole world wanted to say, "You are not alone. We bear this grief together." That evening, social media was filled with videos and photos of the funeral. But what was most touching were the short messages Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan finally posted almost simultaneously. Yibo wrote, "Farewell, my brother. I will miss you every day." While Zhan wrote, "Our friendship will never die. See you again in a more beautiful place." The post was immediately flooded with millions of comments from fans around the world. Their words reflected their shared grief, as well as their gratitude for having known someone as wonderful as Yu Menglong. Tears flowed behind their phone screens, forming a sea of sorrow that united the hearts of millions in a shared loss. The farewell was heartbreaking, leaving a deep wound for all who loved Yu Menglong. But behind the tears, there was a powerful message of friendship, love, and eternal memories. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan had shown that loss can be embraced with courage, and that beautiful memories shared with friends can never be erased by death. That day will always be remembered, not just as the funeral of a great artist, but as a moment when the world witnessed the beauty of true friendship, even if it ended in tears at the graveside. In the days following the funeral, the atmosphere of grief had not subsided. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan rarely appeared in public. Both chose to keep to themselves, spending time alone to soothe their still broken hearts. Fans understood, giving them space to grieve, even though their longing kept many waiting for updates. In a brief, unintentional interview, a reporter asked Wang Yibo about his feelings about losing Yu Menglong. With a blank stare, he simply replied, "I still can't believe it. It feels like a never-ending nightmare." Those words struck a dead silence, and the reporter was unable to add any further questions. Xiao Zhan, on a separate occasion, wrote a lengthy diary entry that was then shared anonymously on social media. He recounted how Yu Menglong was always the first to listen to his heartbreak when he was tired of the entertainment world. "He listened without judgment. He encouraged me selflessly," he wrote. The note quickly went viral, bringing tears to many eyes. Beneath the sadness, a new resolve emerged. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan agreed to continue several projects they had previously planned with Yu Menglong. They wanted these works to be a final tribute to their departed friend. Although difficult, the two believed this would keep Yu Menglong's memory alive in the hearts of fans. On a quiet night, Wang Yibo sat on the balcony of his apartment. The night breeze blew gently, carrying the scent of rain. He gazed up at the sky, as if searching for his friend among the stars. "Do you see me now? Do you know how much I miss you?" he whispered. The words slipped out, becoming a prayer that drifted far away, whether it would reach or not. Meanwhile, Xiao Zhan chose to express his grief through music. He wrote a simple song, filled with lyrics about separation and eternal friendship. He sang it alone, his voice trembling with emotion. Although it hadn't been officially released, the simple recording that leaked online immediately touched the hearts of millions, making many fans feel as if they were sharing a shared loss. The days went by, even though the wound hadn't healed. The loss of Yu Menglong was a bitter reminder of how fragile life is. For Yibo and Zhan, their friendship had now changed form, from a physical presence to a cherished memory. On every stage, every song, and every piece of work, the shadow of their friend would always be present. Weeks after the funeral, the sense of loss remained palpable. Wang Yibo was often seen daydreaming on set, his gaze blank as if his thoughts were drifting back to the past. His colleagues tried to comfort him, but everyone knew that such profound grief couldn't be alleviated with mere words. Xiao Zhan was no different. Every time he stood on stage, he always felt like there was an empty seat where Yu Menglong should have been. There were times when the two of them would meet simply to sit together in silence. There were no long conversations, just a meaningful silence. They understood that sometimes grief doesn't need to be explained. It can simply be shared in a calming silence. In moments like these, they felt as if Yu Menglong was still present, sitting among them, smiling as he had in the past. One night, Xiao Zhan dreamed of meeting Yu Menglong. In his dream, his friend smiled and said, "Don't cry anymore. Move on. I'll always be in your heart." When he woke up, tears were streaming down his cheeks. He recounted the dream to Wang Yibo, who remained silent for a long time before nodding. "Maybe that's his way of saying goodbye," Yibo said quietly. Memories flooded back, as if leaving no room for forgetting. They remembered how Yu Menglong always mediated whenever there were even the slightest disagreements between them. He was the one who always knew how to lighten the mood with a simple joke, instantly eliciting laughter. Now, every laugh felt lopsided without him. At an award ceremony, Yu Menglong's name was announced as the recipient of a posthumous award. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, who were asked to accept the trophy on their behalf, appeared to be struggling to remain strong, but tears still fell. They held the trophy high, as if to show the world that their friend was still worthy of being remembered with pride. For the fans, the farewell at the funeral wasn't the end, but the beginning of a new bond. They promised to continue remembering Yu Menglong, supporting Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, and preserving the spirit of friendship they had inherited. The sadness was deep, but within it was a light that would never be extinguished. And beneath all the tears and pain, the world finally understood that true friendship is the most precious legacy. Even though bodies may be buried in the ground, memories will always live on. For Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, Yu Menglong is more than just a friend. He is a part of their souls that will forever be there, even in the silence of the darkest night.